Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jas Gill here. And today for my very first video, I want to talk about on how to make Impact Wrestling great again. For those of you who may not know, Impact Wrestling was a company founded back in 2002 by Jeff Jarrett and his father. And since 2002 till today, the company has seen its fair shares of ups and downs. But in the past couple of years, the company has really seen its downs. Whether it's multiple roster members leaving, the roster members not getting paid, investors backing out, or not bringing in enough crowd. So in this video, I'll be focusing on 5 key ideas that I've come up with. So let's get started. Idea number 5 that I have is to change the company name and changing the arena. Whenever a wrestling fan hears about Impact Wrestling, everything that they've done wrong to this point comes to mind, which is hurting their product, which is hurting their overall ratings, ticket sales, everything. And changing the arena also goes along with the first part, because they've done their shows in Orlando for the longest time ever. So by changing the arena, it's gonna give it a new look, new feel, and personally, I would like to see them do their shows in Nashville, because that's where their head offices are at. So they'll have a better chance of becoming successful there than anywhere else. Idea number 4 that I have is championships, or title belts, whatever you want to call it. Whenever a company gets created, every fan wants to know how their titles are gonna look unique from every other company, or is it gonna be a rip-off of WWE or TNA or ROH or New Japan. So if they're changing the company name, it's certain that they should change the titles as well. But give the titles a new look. Make him feel special. Just don't make him feel like, okay, we have 5 minutes before the show starts. Come up with a design. They should be thought out. It should be at least a month-long process, if not more. And idea number 3 that I have is more international partnerships. Right now, we have so many wrestling promotions out there. Whether it's New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, Lucha Underground, ROH. There's many more. So if all these companies come together and put their egos aside, it's going to benefit everyone overall. So let's take an example. Bobby Lashley from Impact Wrestling versus Shibata from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Or maybe bring in Low Ki from TNA, from Impact Wrestling, and maybe bring in Jay Lethal from ROH. Or Kushida from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The possibilities are endless, and this is where the dream matches come together too. So in a calendar year, I would like to see them at the most 4 times. It should be 4 times, not more than that, because that takes away the specialty of it. So ideally, I'd like to see them at Destination X, Lockdown, Slammiversary, and Bound for Glory. And back in 2004, and even before that, the company did something called the Super X Cup or the World X Cup, where they brought in talent from all over the world, whether it was Mexico, Japan, Canada, India, England, and they would have a tournament culminate at a certain pay-per-view. And that's really what brought a lot of fans too, because they got to see a lot of other wrestling styles that people were not familiar with at that time. So ideally, I would like to see the company do this tournament at least a month or a half before their Destination X pay-per-view, because that Destination X is for their X division, which is basically the equivalent of their cruiserweight division. So have competitors, have them fight each other every week before the pay-per-view. Have the semifinals and finals on that day, which is really going to generate a lot of conversation, saying that the wrestling business is evolving every day as we speak, and it's only going to evolve more. So by having more international matchups, it's really going to benefit TNA or Impact Wrestling on getting more funds, selling more tickets, getting more talent to sign there, and bringing in fans, not even their regular fans from other promotions that want to see these matchups. Idea number 2 that I have is, and I believe this is very crucial, it's the creative team. Whenever 2 wrestlers get put together, every fan thinks about how is their story going to be different from every other wrestler. or every other storyline that I've seen or heard of. So by having a proper creative team with people that actually know the business and that are passionate about the business, it's gonna become successful 80% of the time. Yes, there are gonna be some stories that really do fail but have all the potential, and that's just based on luck. And one storyline that comes to mind personally that I think was really amazing was how Samoa Joe was booked. From Samoa Joe when he debuted to the time he lost for the very first time in TNA to Kurt Angle, he was booked throughout as a monster, as someone who can't be defeated. He was undefeated until the time he lost to Kurt Angle. And even if he did end up losing a match, it was a multi-man match, so he never got pinned or submitted. So at the end of the day, he really ended up looking strong. So by having proper people in the creative team, it's really gonna higher your chances of success. And my number one idea is to shut down the company. Hold on, calm down before you guys start flipping and flipping shit around, and go down to the comment section and type in, well, if he was just gonna suggest to shut down the company, why did he make this video? There's a method to this. Oh, hear me out. When WCW was going out of business, Eric Bischoff wanted to buy the company and start it from the ground up with a new creative team, new roster, basically giving WCW a new feel and a new look. So if TNA does decide to shut down, it should be for at least a year or longer, because that will let them have time to generate funds, to sign enough talent to their roster, get a proper creative team by searching a really long time. This process should at least take 6 to 9 months of getting a proper creative team. And when they do shut down, don't let anyone go out of the contracts, but let your talent take indie bookings. Take 5% of their pay, because you need to get way more funds. Because one of the reasons that Impact Wrestling is really suffering, even though that Dixie Carter is out of the company and Jeff Jarrett is now back in power, basically the head of the creative team, it's because the lack of funds that they have. Investors aren't going to invest in the company if they don't feel like they're going to make their money back, actually double their money. So if you take 5% of your talent's pay from their indie bookings, it's just going to give you more funds. It's going to add way more money, and you could use that money towards something that you really need. Either it's production, a new member on the creative team, signing a superstar to your roster, or anything in general. So here you go, guys. Those are my ideas on how to make Impact Wrestling great again. And please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button is really on the bottom. It's like the red button. Underneath. Down. And if you guys do have any comments for future videos, whether it's wrestling related or anything in general, please leave your comments down in the comment section below. And until next time, peace!